environment before the economy. She also stated that it hurts her, but she must be dreaming. Without environmental sustainability, there will be no development. She also stated previously that she would like to see Grenada gain economic development during this crisis of the global warming. But isn't she aware that the economic development is the cause of the global warming? My task is to unequivocally convince you that protecting the environment is more important than economic development in developing countries. We know for a fact that most developing countries depend heavily on agriculture and tourism for its economic development. Mr. Chairman, if we fail to protect the environment, the foundation that fuels all economic sectors, will we be able to have economic development? I strongly say no. In order for us to have economic growth, our natural resources must be enhanced and protected. More broadly, Mr. Chairman, developing countries have operated on a hands-on mentality, and that needs to be stopped. We are blessed with rich, fertile soil, flora and fauna, signature beaches, clean air, and lush green forests. Today, both our air and water quality have been deteriorated, and our landscape degraded as we struggle to obtain economic development. My most worthy opponent, on your journey to this venue, I'm certain you drove past the Perseverance dump site. What a sight! Are you aware of the noxious gases being emitted there on a daily basis? Do you have any idea that when this will stop? None of us does. But think about this. If someone was to conduct a survey in that area within the next 10 to 15 years, I am convinced, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that you will find many persons being infected with chronic symptoms of respiratory diseases, all related to the indiscriminate dumping and pursuit of information decline. Worthy judges, on September 20, 2009, BBC World News reported, and I quote, in August of 2006, truckloads of chemical waste were dumped around Abidjan, the biggest city in the Ivory Coast. Tens of thousands of people became chronically ill, and to date, 35 persons died. The company responsible for the dumping paid the Ivorian government £200 million to compensate the victims. Unquote. Most learned opponents, can we compare loss of life to a pupil? No way! Economic development must be sustainable and bring benefit to the people, not problems. Mr. Chairman, in Kenya, where deforestation is a major challenge, the government proposes to protect at least 3.5% of its forested area by 2010 and has introduced renewable options like solar energy to a large percentage of the population. Linda Danima, Environmental Policy Advisor of the United Nations, stated, and I quote, the best progress is made when countries first adopt the principle of the environmental sustainability and then adopt the ecosystem, unquote. Now, if the government in Grenada had adopted this principle, the Manhattan Farm, our mangrove, and dry forest areas in Lebara will still be there. Our actions have created a decline in fish catch and agricultural produce. The erosion of our coastlines have affected decline of our signature beaches, and our national bird is endangered. The situation is grave. Point of information accepted?
The Grand Revolution has doubled the size of grain harvests, thus cutting down more forests to provide more space for crops is no longer necessary.
Point well taken, but I have no time to further ado on that. The money we receive for the sale of our land cannot be compared to the destruction of the environment. The internal rate of return for these projects is measured between 15 to 20 years, by which time we would have realized that the damage is irreversible. May I remind all of us that the environment does not exist in isolation, but it is an ecosystem. Mr. Chairman, accommodation for our visitors is important, but not at the expense of our environment. The tourists can find upscale five-star hotels in developed countries, but they yearn to experience the unspoiled natures of our island and the local food. If we do not protect the environment, will they come? At the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development, it was stated, and I quote, "Depletion and degradation of nature's resources endangers the prospect for development, for our generation and even more so for future generations. The cost of reversal will be far higher than the cost of prevention," unquote. Can we afford to sit here and allow my opponents to take us on a roller coaster ride? No way, and not now. The impact is too grave. Worthy judges, at the global summit to be held December of this year, the fate of the Kyoto Protocol will be decided. It is important to note that the protocol expires in 2012, and like Cinderella, it will become a pumpkin when the clock strikes 12. God forbid the disasters that await us. All economic development will be aborted if we do not protect the environment. Is that sustainability a crucial component for economic development? Decline. Ladies and gentlemen, I rest my case.